What's the real story behind Charlize Theron's love life? Is it as glamorous as her Oscar-winning roles, or is there more beneath the surface? From heart-stopping on-screen chemistry to tabloid rumors, Charlize has never been far from the spotlight, especially when it comes to her relationships. Her love life has had its twists and turns, making fans wonder, what's it really like to be involved with one of Hollywood's most captivating and complex stars? Her romantic journey is filled with unexpected chapters. Keep watching to uncover the truth behind the headlines, and prepare for some shocking revelations you won't want to miss. Early life and career beginnings, 1995 to 1997. Charlize Theron's journey to Hollywood stardom began far from the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles. Born in Benoni, South Africa, Theron's early life was shaped by her love of dance and her dreams of performing. After winning a modeling competition at the age of 16, she moved to Italy and began her career as a model. However, it wasn't long before she set her sights on acting. At 19, she moved to Los Angeles with a one-way ticket and no firm plans, only a deep desire to make her mark in the film industry. The early years in LA were difficult. Without a proper acting portfolio, Theron struggled to break into the business. She found herself in numerous auditions, but it wasn't until she was discovered by talent agent John Crosby in a Hollywood bank that her fortunes started to shift. Crosby was impressed by her striking looks and, with his guidance, Theron secured a series of roles in commercials and small TV parts. Her breakout moment came in 1996 with her role in 2 Days in the Valley, where her performance caught the eye of critics and audiences alike. It was a start, but Charlize knew that breaking into Hollywood would require more than just a few acting gigs. It would require the kind of confidence and resilience that she was still working to build. In the mid-1990s, Theron's star began to rise, and during this time, she entered into one of her first, highly publicized relationships with actor Craig Burko. Craig Burko, 1995 to 1997. Charlize Theron and Craig Burko first crossed paths in 1995, a pivotal year in both of their careers. The two met at an actors' gathering, an event that played a significant role in shaping their personal and professional trajectories. Although Theron was relatively new to Hollywood at the time, her beauty, charm, and undeniable screen presence quickly attracted attention, including Burko's. The connection between the two was immediate, and what began as a casual meeting at a Hollywood party blossomed into a serious relationship within months. The couple's romance became one of the most talked about in Hollywood during the mid-90s. Their relationship, which lasted from 1995 to 1997, was marked by public appearances at events and an evolving dynamic that seemed to blend both romance and camaraderie. The two actors were often seen together at social gatherings and were rumored to be contemplating marriage by mid-1996. Although neither Theron nor Burko officially confirmed marriage plans, there were speculations about their future together. According to sources close to the couple, their relationship felt deep and genuine, with both partners sharing a love for acting and an appreciation for each other's work. A few whispers even hinted at an engagement, but these rumors were never substantiated. However, by 1997, the relationship took an unexpected turn. Despite the chemistry and the bond they shared, it ultimately ended that year. Neither Theron nor Burko publicly discussed the exact reasons behind the breakup, and the details remain speculative to this day. Some reports suggested that the couple's young age and differing career priorities played a significant role. For Theron, her rising career meant an increasing number of opportunities and public scrutiny, while Burko's career appeared to stagnate. A quote from Theron's memoir, reflecting on her early relationships, shed some light on her emotional journey during this period. "I didn't really know what it was to have someone in your life, to balance love with a career that was constantly shifting. Craig and I were both figuring it out." Stefan Jenkins, Third Eye Blind, 1997 to 2001. Charlize Theron and Stefan Jenkins met in the late 1990s when Theron was already a rising star in Hollywood, while Jenkins was cementing his place in the music world with the success of Third Eye Blind. The two were introduced through mutual friends, and their immediate chemistry led to a whirlwind romance. It was a high-profile relationship for both parties, with Theron being an emerging actress and Jenkins becoming one of the most prominent figures in rock music at the time. Their relationship, which lasted for approximately 4 years, attracted significant media attention. The couple was frequently photographed together at public events, and their romance was seen as a perfect fusion of Hollywood and music culture. The public seemed to love the pairing of the sultry actress with the brooding rock star, and their romance became a frequent topic of tabloid headlines. They often attended events such as award shows and social gatherings together, where their affection for each other was clear. However, despite the external picture of a perfect relationship, things behind the scenes were far from ideal. Both Theron and Jenkins had demanding careers that often kept them on opposite sides of the country. Theron in Los Angeles and Jenkins on tour with his band. The intense pressures of maintaining a relationship while each pursued their own career led to friction. In 2001, after 4 years together, Theron and Jenkins ended their relationship. The breakup was widely covered in the press, and both parties were open about the emotional toll it took on them. Jenkins, ever the artist, channeled his heartbreak into his music. His band's third album, Out of the Vein, featured songs that many fans speculated were inspired by his relationship with Theron. Tracks like Blinded and Crystal Baller were rumored to reflect his emotional struggles and the feelings of loss that came with the end of the relationship. For Theron, the breakup was equally difficult. In interviews, she has discussed how she found it challenging to separate her personal and professional life. She admitted that their different careers and lifestyles made it difficult to maintain the relationship. In a 2002 interview, she reflected, "I thought we could make it work, but when you're so consumed by your own careers, it's hard to find the balance. We were both growing in different directions." The emotional toll of the breakup was evident in both Theron and Jenkins. Jenkins later described the relationship as one of the most painful chapters of his life, and it marked a significant turning point in his music. Similarly, Charlize spoke of how the relationship's end made her more cautious in her future romantic endeavors, teaching her the importance of finding someone who could understand the unique challenges of her career. George Clooney, 2000 to 2001, rumored. While Charlize Theron's relationship with Stefan Jenkins was becoming public, another potential romance quietly sparked rumors in the tabloids. This time, it was with none other than George Clooney, the smooth-talking heartthrob who was already a global star thanks to his role on ER. Although there were no official statements from either Theron or Clooney confirming a romance, the two were often seen in each other's company during the early 2000s. Their public appearances together fueled widespread speculation about a possible relationship. The rumors about Clooney and Theron began to circulate in 2000, shortly after Clooney's breakup with his girlfriend, Celine Balatran. Theron, at the time, was also single, which led to frequent sightings of them together at high-profile events such as the Golden Globe Awards and Vanity Fair's Oscar parties. They were seen laughing, chatting, and engaging in what appeared to be a friendly and intimate manner, leading the media to jump to conclusions about the nature of their relationship. However, both Theron and Clooney consistently denied any romantic involvement. In a 2001 interview, Theron addressed the rumors, stating, "George is a wonderful guy, but we're just friends. I think the press loves to create stories, but there's no truth to it." Clooney echoed this sentiment, adding, "Charlize is a great woman, but we're not dating. We've always been friends, and that's how it will stay." Despite their denials, the media continued to speculate about their relationship, feeding into the public's fascination with the idea of the two stars being romantically linked. The reason the public found the idea of Clooney and Theron as a couple so compelling was the contrast between their public images. Clooney, known for his charming, suave demeanor and widespread appeal, was seen as the ultimate bachelor, while Theron was quickly rising as one of the most talented actresses of her generation. The combination of their star power, combined with their undeniable chemistry on screen and at events, made the speculation hard to ignore. However, the speculation never turned into anything concrete, and both Clooney and Theron went on to pursue their respective careers. Their friendship remained intact, and over the years, they've both spoken positively of each other. Their relationship, though never officially confirmed, serves as a reminder of how Hollywood rumors can take on a life of their own. It also highlights the way in which two high-profile individuals can share a connection without the need for a public relationship. Stuart Townsend, 2001 to 2010. Charlize Theron and Stuart Townsend's relationship began when they met while filming Trapped, a crime thriller released in 2002. The chemistry between them was immediate, and both actors found a professional connection that soon evolved into a personal one. Theron was still riding the success of her Oscar win for Monster, 2003, while Townsend was relatively lesser known, but carving out a successful career in both film and television. Their mutual attraction was clear from the start, and what began as a professional connection quickly blossomed into a romantic relationship. Despite the public's interest in their budding romance, Theron and Townsend were determined to keep things private in the early stages. They both understood the toll that the public eye could take on relationships. And so, despite their chemistry being obvious to their colleagues, they made a concerted effort to keep the relationship under wraps for several months. However, by 2002, their connection had become public knowledge, and the pair began attending high-profile events together. Their public appearances were often filled with admiration, and they quickly became one of Hollywood's most talked-about couples. In 2003, Theron made a life-changing decision. She moved to Ireland to live with Townsend. The couple's time together in Ireland was a significant departure from the spotlight of Los Angeles. Theron, often overwhelmed by the pressures of fame, embraced the opportunity to live in a quieter setting, away from the paparazzi. Townsend, whose career was less high-profile than Theron's, seemed content to live a more low-key life, allowing the couple to settle into a rhythm of normalcy. During their time in Ireland, Theron and Townsend often spoke about their deep commitment to one another, emphasizing that they didn't need an official marriage to prove their love. Townsend, in an interview with Marie Claire in 2005, remarked, "We haven't married in the traditional sense, but we both consider ourselves married in every way that matters." The couple's shared time in Ireland was marked by a sense of peacefulness and an escape from the usual chaos of Hollywood life. In interviews, Theron described how her life in Ireland felt more grounded, providing her with a sense of balance. The couple's relationship seemed to flourish during this period, with Theron even considering a future filled with marriage and children, though without the pressure of adhering to traditional timelines. However, despite their strong commitment to one another, their relationship would not last indefinitely. By 2010, after nearly 9 years together, Theron and Townsend decided to part ways. The breakup came as a shock to many, especially given how deeply involved they were with each other, both personally and professionally. The couple had spent significant time together living abroad, and their relationship was viewed as a stable and long-lasting one. The reasons for the split were never fully disclosed by either Theron or Townsend, but speculations began to surface. One of the most frequently cited reasons for the breakup was the growing emotional distance between the two. As Theron's career continued to soar, the demands of her work and the attention that came with her increasing fame put a strain on their relationship. Some media reports suggested that a third party was involved in the split, with claims that Townsend had started a relationship with another woman, which was later confirmed when he moved to Costa Rica with her. Townsend's new relationship and eventual move to Costa Rica marked a dramatic shift in his life, as he embraced a quieter existence with his new partner. For Theron, the breakup was difficult, but ultimately became a source of growth. She later reflected on their time together, acknowledging that the end of the relationship was not due to a singular event, but rather the culmination of different factors. In a 2011 interview, Theron spoke about the lessons she learned from the relationship, saying, "We both changed over time, and we had to come to terms with the fact that our paths were leading us in different directions. Sometimes love isn't enough." Despite their breakup, Theron and Townsend remained on good terms. They both spoke positively of one another in the years following the split, underscoring the mutual respect that remained between them. Townsend, while not in the public eye as much as Theron, continued to focus on his career and personal life. His decision to move to Costa Rica with his new partner marked his desire to live a life away from Hollywood's constant scrutiny, choosing instead to embrace a more private life. Keanu Reeves, 1997, rumored relationship and later encounters. While Charlize Theron's long-term relationship with Stuart Townsend was undoubtedly the most significant romantic chapter of her life during the 2000s, another rumored romance sparked considerable media speculation. This time, it was with actor Keanu Reeves, whom Theron had worked with on the film Sweet November, 2001. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, and many fans and media outlets speculated that their connection had extended beyond the confines of their film roles. In Sweet November, Theron and Reeves played two lovers who help each other navigate personal struggles. with their characters' romantic connection being central to the plot. Their portrayal of love and deep emotional connection led to widespread speculation that their on-screen bond had translated into a real-life romance. The public was captivated by the idea of the two stars being involved romantically, and the media was quick to link them together. However, both Theron and Reeves remained adamant that they were not romantically involved. In interviews, they consistently denied any rumors of a relationship, with Theron explaining, "Keanu is a great guy, but we're just friends," and Reeves echoing this sentiment by saying, "Charlize is a wonderful woman, but we're not dating." Despite their clear and consistent denials, the media continued to speculate, fueled by the undeniable chemistry between them both on-screen and off. In the years following the release of Sweet November, Theron and Reeves' interactions continued to fuel speculation about their relationship. They were seen together at various public events, including red carpets and award shows, where their chemistry seemed to be just as strong as it had been during filming. However, the two remained steadfast in their claims of friendship, emphasizing the strong bond they shared, but insisting that there was no romance between them. Their enduring friendship, despite the media's constant speculation, has stood the test of time. Theron and Reeves have both publicly spoken highly of one another, with Theron calling Reeves one of the kindest and most thoughtful people she's worked with. Reeves, for his part, has praised Theron's professionalism and dedication to her craft. While the rumors of a romantic relationship may have persisted, their real connection remains one of friendship, marked by mutual respect and admiration. Ryan Reynolds. 2011. In 2011, Charlize Theron entered into a brief but highly publicized relationship with actor Ryan Reynolds, a romance that seemed to be marked by chemistry, but ultimately ended after only a couple of months. Reynolds, known for his comedic roles in films such as Van Wilder and The Proposal, had recently divorced actress Scarlett Johansson in late 2010, and Theron, having recently split from Stuart Townsend, was also navigating her own post-relationship journey. The two met while working in Hollywood circles, but their connection was undeniable from the start. They were first spotted together in April 2011, and their relationship quickly became a topic of media speculation. Photographs of the pair out and about in Los Angeles, enjoying lunch dates and walking around together, fueled the fire of gossip columns. Despite the limited time they spent together, the media treated the romance as one of the major Hollywood events of that year. However, by July 2011, only a few months after they started dating, Theron and Reynolds called it quits. The reasons behind their breakup were never fully disclosed, but there was widespread speculation that the end of the relationship had to do with differing desires for commitment. For Theron, a mother to adopted children Jackson and August, the prospect of settling down again was likely a serious consideration. Reynolds, on the other hand, had recently been through a highly publicized divorce and might have been less inclined to pursue another serious relationship at the time. In an interview after the breakup, Theron remained respectful, but spoke candidly about the difficulties of maintaining relationships in the public eye. She said, "We had a great time, but sometimes things just don't work out. We're both in different places in our lives, and that's okay." This sentiment speaks to the transient nature of many Hollywood relationships, where professional demands, differing life stages, and public pressure often play a significant role in the dynamics between partners. Alexander Scarsgour, 2012, rumored. In 2012, Theron was once again at the center of media speculation, this time concerning her rumored romance with actor Alexander Scarsgour. The two were frequently seen together at events and were photographed multiple times, including at the 2012 Toronto International Film Festival, where they appeared to be very close. Scarsgour, best known for his role in True Blood, and Theron, an established Oscar-winning actress, made for an intriguing pair. Their chemistry was palpable, and the paparazzi quickly caught on to the idea that something more than friendship was brewing. For months, there were whispers about the two stars being romantically involved. They were seen leaving events together, attending after-parties, and even spending private time in Los Angeles, which only fueled speculation. The media was eager to paint them as the next Hollywood power couple, with many fans hoping to see their on-screen chemistry turn into something real. However, despite all the media buzz, The rumored romance was short-lived and never officially confirmed by either party. By the end of 2012, reports began to emerge that the relationship had already fizzled out. Both Theron and Scarsgour remained tight-lipped about their interactions, refusing to comment on the nature of their connection. In interviews, Scarsgour later dismissed the rumors, clarifying that there had never been anything beyond a friendship between them. Theron, too, moved forward, without ever acknowledging the rumors, indicating that the speculation about their relationship had been exaggerated by the media. Shaun Penn, 2013 to 2015. After a period of rumored relationships and brief flings, Charlize Theron entered one of the most intense and high-profile relationships of her life with actor and activist Shaun Penn. Penn, a two-time Oscar winner, had been a fixture in Hollywood for decades, known not only for his acting prowess, but also for his political activism and passionate public persona. The two had been friends for years, having first met in the early 2000s, and their connection grew deeper over time. Their romance quickly captured the public's attention, both because of their individual profiles in Hollywood and the intensity of their relationship. The media watched closely as the couple appeared together at high-profile events, and they were often photographed in intimate settings. For Theron, this relationship marked a significant emotional commitment, as she had begun to embrace the idea of settling down and building a future with someone who understood the pressures of her public life. The relationship between Theron and Penn was much more serious than her previous romances, with the two reportedly discussing marriage and children in the early stages of their relationship. The media reaction was overwhelmingly positive at first, with many speculating that the two would eventually marry. Fans and journalists were excited by the idea of the two high-profile stars tying the knot, with Penn even describing Theron as the one in interviews. However, by 2015, the relationship ended. The breakup was not as publicly dramatic as some might have expected, but it was clear that the couple had grown apart. Sources close to the couple later revealed that the split was a mutual decision, and both parties maintained respect for one another. In an interview, Theron said, "It was a deep, meaningful connection, but we were both at different points in our lives, and sometimes, love just doesn't work out the way you hope." The split was influenced in part by Theron's desire to have a family on her own terms. By this time, she had adopted her two children, and there were discussions about adopting a third child independently. Penn, on the other hand, was reportedly not as enthusiastic about expanding the family. Their differing visions for the future, combined with the pressures of their high-profile careers, contributed to the end of their relationship. Despite their breakup, Theron and Penn have both continued to speak fondly of each other in the years since. They reportedly remain friends, with mutual respect for each other's careers and personal lives. Theron's decision to end the relationship in order to focus on her children and her own goals was a reflection of her growing independence and desire to prioritize family above all else. Brad Pitt, 2019. In 2019, rumors began to swirl about a possible romance between Charlize Theron and Brad Pitt, especially after the two were seen together at several events. Their chemistry, combined with their shared history in Hollywood, led the media to speculate that they might be the next power couple. The speculation intensified after the two were seen chatting at the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood premiere and attending events together. However, both Theron and Pitt denied the rumors, maintaining that they were just friends. Despite their clear denials, the media continued to fuel the gossip, becoming obsessed with the idea of a romantic relationship between the two. In January 2020, at the Screen Actors Guild Awards, both Theron and Pitt were photographed together, sparking fresh waves of speculation. While they shared a friendly dynamic and exchanged compliments, there was no confirmation of a romantic relationship. Their interactions remained professional and cordial, but the media's obsession with the idea of them as a couple never truly dissipated. Alex Dimitriowicz, 2023 to present. In 2023, Charlize Theron was spotted with Alex Dimitriowicz, a model, sparking rumors of a new romance. The pair was photographed holding hands during a casual stroll in Los Angeles, which quickly caught the attention of the media. Dimitriowicz, a model with a successful career in the fashion industry, has worked with high-profile brands such as Malbon Golf and AG Green Label. His low-key lifestyle contrasts with Theron's high-profile career, offering a refreshing balance for the actress. The couple has made several public appearances, and while their relationship remains private, the hand-holding photo has sparked speculation that this might be the genuine connection Theron has been searching for. Dimitri's down-to-earth nature and career focus make him an ideal match for Theron, who has always prioritized family and stability. And that's a wrap on Charlize Theron's romantic journey. From high-profile relationships to more recent connections, her love life has been anything but boring. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more exclusive updates.